Hello everybody, this is Ananya Sikdar and you're watching my channel Tuning with Mass Communication. Today I'm going to discuss on the topic Principles of Design. So first let me tell you what is graphic design. Graphic design is defined as the process of visual communication which combines words, images and ideas to present the information to the audience. This means it is a process through which you can convey your ideas, information, text, image through the visual communication to the audience. It can refer to a number of artistic and professional disciplines which focus on visual communication and presentation. Principles of design are the laws of designing anything. This means principles of design is nothing but it is a rule, it is a law to design anything. When you are designing something, you have to follow these laws to create your design. It relates to how the elements are used. See, every element has its own characteristics. So it relates with each and every elements. Okay, like which element should be used in what manner to make the design more creative. Graphic design was an outcome of art and technology. To have a good design, you should consider these principles for the best design possible. See, there are 8 elements in design. So, you should use those design very carefully, like okay, which design has to be, while designing you have to keep in mind that okay, which element should be used where. Okay, so if you're using those elements in a proper way, with more understanding, with much understanding, it will ultimately create your design very nice. Like it will be the outcome of the design will be excellent. Principles of design. 8 design principles. There are 8 design, like 8 principles of design. First one is contrast, repetition, alignment, proximity, balance, hierarchy, focal point, economy. So first I'll tell you about the contrast. Contrast occurs when two elements are different. When there are two different elements, that time the contrast occurs. That is known as contrast. The greater the difference, the greater the contrast. The key to working with contrast is to make sure the difference are obvious. Means when you are creating a design, you have to use this element. You have to definitely use this element. You have to keep in mind that okay, the contrast is there to look more good, to have a good view of that design. 4 common methods of creating contrast are by using differences in size, color, value and type. This means 4 common methods are used while you are creating design by the use of contrast. That is size. For size I'll give you example like bus and car. Okay, so on a moving road, like bus and car is moving on a road, so it will create a contrast, the size, the object, like that. Okay, and the color. Suppose, see, if you're wearing a shirt, white shirt and a black pant, it makes a contrast. But if you're wearing a white shirt and white pant, it does not make a contrast. It does not look good though. So you have to make a contrast to bring a change in your design. Ways to create contrast through different elements. As we studied already, like color, changes in hue, value and intensity. Tone or value, darker or lighter. Size or shape, size of text, image, and objects. All these makes the contrast. When you use these methods like the size, shape, color, okay, those create a contrast. Repetition. Repetition occurs when one or a few visual elements are repeated a number times or with great or total consistency. This means when something is repeating, when something has a duplication, that is known as repetition. Okay, and with total consistency. Repeating visual elements such as line, color, shape, texture, value, or image tends to unify the total effect of a work of art as well as create rhythm. So repeating like line, color, shape, texture, it creates a rhythmic nature in design. Repetition can take the form of an exact duplication, a near duplication, or duplication with variety. Now, alignment. Alignment refers to the positioning of visual elements relative to one another so that their edges or axes line up. Alignment is like, see, when you do PPT, what you do? Actually, you have to align the sides, left also, right also. If it is not properly aligned, means if it is not edges or axes are not proper, then it will not look good. So alignment is needed for, suppose you are creating a poster. So suppose you have kept one side more space, another side less space, so it is not aligned. You have to keep both the sides equal, so it will be aligned, left, right, up, down. Okay. Proximity. Proximity refers to elements near each other. It in spatial proximity are perceived as belonging together. This means proximity means which looks similar, the things which are proximal to each other, nearness to each other. See, take example of market. When you visit a market, did you see the vegetables? Like the vegetables are kept according to their own category only. Suppose tomatoes are kept, tomatoes will be kept with tomatoes only because they are proximal, they are same. Tomatoes cannot be kept with brinjals, right? It will not look good. It will not be a systematic way. Suppose you're keeping tomato and tomato and no, suppose you're keeping all the vegetables together, will it look good? No. So there should be a proximity, means if you are designing something, the things which you see is a nearness to each other, is a proximal to each other, you should keep it together. How do things relate to each other? Means you have to see like how these things can relate to each other. If you're keeping any elements together, you have to first understand, is it relating to each other, is it looking proximal to each other, is it not odd? Can text, images, or shape be moved together to make more sense on the page? Means you have to also ask question like, if I put this thing or if I move to this thing together, will it make a sense on the page? Will it not look awkward? So this is proximity. Balance. Balance refers to the feeling of visual equality in shape, form, value, color, etc. Means it is very important to have a balance in the design. Okay. So balance can be symmetrical or evenly balanced. Means it can be symmetrical. Means everything distributed is even. Means all are the same things. Suppose the space is given to something, the same space will be given to other element also. That is that is known as symmetrical. Asymmetrical means which is not uneven, which is unevenly balanced. Okay. uh, Objects, values, colors, texture, shape, forms, etc. can be used in creating a balance in a composition. These are the things which can be used in balance to bring a composition in a design. Hierarchy: the arrangement of visual elements according to importance. This means when you arrange the visuals, when you arrange the, whether it can be text, image, anything, when you are arranging, you have to see like which is the more important one. The which is more important, you have to keep it in a prior, like you have to keep it in a first. The designer determines which graphic elements the viewer will see first, second, third, and so on. So the designer who is making the design has to identify like, okay, to which content the viewers eye will go first, like which content is more important, which content has to be give more importance. So that content has to be kept in first in a order, sometimes referred to as a visual dominance. It is also sometimes referred to as a visual dominance. Why? Because some or the other way it is dominating each other. Dominating each other means the important thing is kept first, then the other thing. So the important things are dominating the other things. Okay, can be achieved through isolation, placement, scale, contrast. Now the focal length. Focal length is a center of interest. It is an area that first attracts attention in a composition. So this is the area where attracts the attention of the viewer. This area is more important when compared to the other objects or elements in a composition. So first you have to keep in mind that thing, it is important compared to the other elements. This can be by contrast of values, more colors and placements in the format. Also referred to as a visual emphasis. It is also known as visual emphasis. Now let's move to economy. The principle of economy is the idea that you use as much as you need to communicate the message. This means the idea that you use, like, okay, how much it is needed to communicate the message, that is known as economy. See, when you're designing something, your design communicate with the people. So it is important to have a economy in it. You should have a idea that what your design is delivering, means what message your design is communicating. It only contains the essentials. Ask yourself, see how you can ask yourself that whether the design is economic or not. Is each element used to its maximum potential and impact by not overusing it? Means, okay, whatever element is there, is it used to a maximum potential? Means, is it used to the extent which has to be used, not more than it. It should not get it should not become over. If it is over, it is overused, then it does not the design does not look good. If I remove this object, element or item, will it make the message clearer? Means you have to also focus on, like, suppose if you're adding some extra element or something extra, you have to focus whether this will provide a clear message, or if you're removing some object, without that object you also have to see whether it is communicating the message clearly or not. If I remove this object, element or item, will it make the design stronger? To make the design stronger, you have to keep in mind that every object is placed in a proper way. If you remove some object which is not making sense, which is not giving a proper message, clearer message, then the design will be not stronger. See, as we studied, in each and every element, color is somewhere very, playing a crucial role. So let's have a little information about color also. Color is the response of the eye to differing wavelengths of radiation within the visible spectrum. Color can create a focal length and often used symbolically. Means color can create focal length means to uh, to have a attention, the center point. Okay, color can create a focal point to look at, and it is often used as a symbolically. Means, see what happens, we use color, so colors symbolizes something. Suppose red color, what it symbolizes? Love, passion, anger, etc. What blue color symbolizes? Relaxation, relax, energetic, cool, calm. Okay, so each and every color has some symbolizes, it symbolizes something. Color can have cultural and emotional association, as I told about the colors, right? So it also affect the culture aspect also. Color can be associated with a brand and the chosen to express a brand's personality. Color also talks about the brand's personality. Color selection should enhance the readability of type. So whatever color we are using, it should be readable. A color should always be selected in relation to the other colors in the piece. Means uh, there should be a contrast in the color. When you are selecting the color, there should be a relation between the color. Okay, so this was the video for today. So if you like my video, if you get the information, so then hit a like button, share and subscribe. Thank you.